Peace and love, y'all. Today we're going to be talking about exactly how to get rid of those intrusive, perceived negative, any type of thoughts that you don't want. I'm going to tell you exactly how to get rid of it. Guaranteed. Works every time. And every single time that you do it, the easier it'll become. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to realize that there is no moment other than the moment that we are in right now. A lot of the time, our intrusive thoughts have nothing to do with what we're doing in the present moment. See, you could be thinking about what little Jimmy did to you back in 5th grade and how he embarrassed you and blah, blah, blah. Or you might even be thinking about something that happened 10 minutes ago. That's not the present moment. Every moment is passing and every moment is a new moment. And so your brain doesn't know the difference between you thinking about a moment versus the present moment at hand. When you're thinking about a thought that's not in the present moment, it thinks that it's the present moment, making you feel fear, making you feel anxiety, making you feel sad or mad. You're basically just reliving the same moment in your brain. Every moment is a new moment. You don't have to let a past moment define your now moment. Now you might be thinking, okay, cool. I'm not supposed to be thinking about the past. I'm not supposed to be anxious about the future because I'm supposed to be in the present moment. How do I be in the present moment? I'm gonna tell you. I call it the get back in your body method. I don't know, I just named it that because that's what it feels like. It feels like you get like zapped back into your body. So ultimately what it is you're getting back into the awareness of where you are in the present moment and where you are in the world in general. So when you get that intrusive thought or negative thought, what you're gonna do is once you become aware that you're thinking that thought, okay, boom, where am I? Where am I in the present moment? What do I see? Right now, for example, for me, what am I doing? I'm sitting down on this chair. I'm looking at this camera. I see my room. And what that's going to do is it's going to take you out of that moment that you're playing in your mind and bring you back into this moment right here, which is the only moment that really exists. If I'm thinking about what little Jimmy did to me back in 5th grade, why does that matter? Even if I did slip and fall on the ice outside, it is winter right now at the time of recording this. Even if I did slip outside on the ice, I'm here recording in my room. It's literally the next moment, and that's all that matters, because thinking about it anymore is just me reliving the same moment over and over again. The next thing that you're going to do to really gain control over just your entire presence is to become aware of your being. And what I mean by that is, in a way, you gotta feel your body. Like, you gotta feel how everything in your body is working for you, and that this is just simply a vehicle, and how every part is working without your conscious awareness of it. And the fact that you're not your body at all, and that you're simply just the observer of this whole entire experience. And so you're just inside your body. And so what that really does is, like, I just did it right now, and it just feels like I'm just kind of watching what's happening, and it feels like I don't really have any it sounds weird, but it feels like I don't really have any thoughts, because it just feels like I'm centered within. You're kind of inside your body. That's why I call it getting back inside your body, because it's like now you're in control. And you're not really reacting externally from you. You feel like it kind of feels like you pick up the remote control or like the gaming controller. And I've done this when I'm in a bit of a heated conversation with somebody. They could be straight up in my face and I can still center myself, and I'm like, okay, whoa, like I could be feeling myself get a little bit like having these irrational thoughts come up. It's like I zap back into my body in a way, and it's like, okay, where am I? Like, I'm in this room. I suddenly gain awareness of where I am instead of thinking off of the thoughts in my head. It's like, okay, boom, present moment, I'm in this room. Okay, boom, I'm get back in my body. Instead of operating unconsciously, suddenly I'm conscious of everything that I'm doing. And so it's me taking back the controller of my actions and my thoughts at the same time. And just to explain the feeling, it just kind of feels like you're being hugged by your own body, like you're literally inside your body. It just feels like you're inside your body. Like, I literally don't know how to explain it other than that. Like, it literally feels like you're inside your body. This works when you're feeling sad too. I've had times where I was feeling really down, and then I do that exact method that I just said, and I get back in my body, I get back in the present moment instead of thinking off of the intrusive thoughts in my head. And it just allows you to release any unnecessary tension and to let go of any of those intrusive negative thoughts that you might be having in the moment. Now, the next thing I'm gonna say is that you cannot get rid of intrusive thoughts forever. Like, it never comes back. Intrusive thoughts still come back, but what you can control is how you react to it. Are you still gonna let that intrusive thought control how you feel? And with that being said, you can't get rid of more negativity with more negativity. And so if you're having a negative thought, you can't get rid of that thought with thinking, ugh, why am I thinking this thought? I shouldn't be thinking this thought. Da, 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 da. That just brings you into a deeper hole, and that just brings you from one negative thought into the next negative thought. You don't really go anywhere. And these type of thoughts are kind of like storms. You can't really control it, but you can figure out how to navigate it and how to get out of it. And so, with that being said, it also, the more that you figure out how to navigate it, the more that you figure out how to just avoid it altogether. And so, it may come back here and there, but it'll just become easier and easier to just snap back out of it, because it'll just be like muscle memory. So if you tend to beat yourself up for thinking these negative thoughts, for thinking these intrusive thoughts when you know that you shouldn't be thinking them, or you just don't want to be thinking about it and you're just like, oh, I shouldn't be thinking about this, da da da. Whenever these intrusive thoughts come up, you're not going to blame them. You're not going to hate on the fact that you're having these intrusive thoughts. You're not going to hate on yourself for having them. You're not going to blame yourself. You're not going to judge the thought itself for even being there. You're going to simply, in a way, you're going to talk to the thought and just be like, it's okay. It is okay for you to be here. It is okay for this thought to be here. I forgive myself for having this thought, and I am also not my thoughts. And so my thoughts do not define me. Therefore, I let this thought go with love. I do not need it anymore. And just having that whole mindset shift, that whole approach towards that thought in general, will have so much less resistance, making it easier for it to just be letting go of. Because the more that you resist it, the harder it's going to be to let go of that thought. You and your thoughts are two different things. Just because you have a negative thought, or just because you have a bad thought, doesn't make you a bad person. And that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. That just simply means that you have a thought. And you can't let that thought define who you are. And it's when we decide that those thoughts do define who we are that we lose control over ourselves and we lose control over our being. But once you get into a state of not feeling bad about having those thoughts in the first place, then you're gonna allow yourself to think about something else. Just think about the present moment. You can think about the present moment. You can think about something positive. You can think about something, if you're having a negative thought about yourself, you can just switch that to a positive thought. You kind of just got to be like, okay, I have this thought. I choose to not think this thought anymore, and I choose to think about something else now. And now I choose to think about how this person opened the door for me today. This person complimented me today. Oh, like, I had some really great food today. I really like that food. It's just like, you gotta choose to look at the silver lining in life and not choose to dwell in those moments anymore, and just kind of alchemize it into something positive. That could be anything positive. I'm gonna give you guys a real life situation where all this happened to me today. So basically, I was shoveling snow outside because, if you don't know, I live in Canada, Toronto, and if you're from here, you know how it get down with the snow. But yeah, so I was shoveling the snow, one, I don't really like to shovel the snow, and then two, for some reason I was thinking about some next type past moment that happened in like years ago when I was literally a child, and I was just shoveling the snow thinking about this moment, and then all of a sudden I was like, wait, boom, why am I thinking about that moment when I'm over here shoveling snow years later? And so instead of thinking about that thought, I was just like, yup, I'm just here shoveling snow. That's what I'm doing in the present moment. That's all that matters. Like, that's literally all that matters. I'm gonna put all my focus into this present moment of me shoveling the snow. And by doing that, I also let go of the resentment of shoveling the snow, because I was like, that's just what I'm doing in the moment. And the only reason why I was resenting it was because I was thinking about something else that I could be doing in the future later, which meant that I didn't want to be in the present moment. And so yeah, I was just, the second that I accepted it, I just was going. It just became a lot more of a peaceful experience. And lo and behold, my neighbor comes by and helps me shovel the rest of the driveway. So I just accepted the moment for what it is, and I just stopped resisting it. The blessing just came in. Just a real life example for you guys. Happens I do that almost every day, and it gets easier every single day. I'm telling you, the more that you do this, the more that you become aware, the more that you keep on censoring yourself, you keep on doing this practice over and over again, every time that you have these type of intrusive thoughts, the easier that it'll be to return back to where you are. And the less that you'll have those thoughts, because that'll just become your default thinking of being in the present moment. And yeah, but with that being said, that is going to be it for today's video. If you have any comments or questions, or if you need advice, leave it in the comments below. I will see it and I'll reply. And even if you just want to say hi and say that you tuned in, you know, just leave a comment. Let me know that you're here. I really hope that this video helped you out, and if it did, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love, y'all.